What is up, the Project Alpha fam? This one's gonna be a lot of alpha, guys. We just try to sessions like this every Sunday, but what this is gonna be about is first one is content distribution. How to film something once, have it chopped up with your editors to your Instagram, to your Facebook, to all your social platforms, shorts and long-term videos, and how to do it effortlessly. So you film once, put it into Notion, and distribute with Go High Level. Second thing that we're talking about is having a proper work-life balance. Because the way you do one thing really does define how you do everything else. So if you're winning in your friendships, your loved ones, your spiritual mind, your physical wise, if you're winning them there, you're gonna win monetarily, financially, and honestly, the more money you make is really like a scorecard on how you're winning at life. And finally, the third thing is we're going to be talking about how to communicate and how to communicate properly, like with trillionaires. Guys, everything that you do is a communication. Everything that you're working on, making business deals, you got to communicate with people. And we show you exactly in this video how to communicate as if you're talking to trillionaires so you can make those $1 trillion deals, guys. Stay tuned, guys. This is Packed with Alpha. And like I said, we do this every Sunday. See you in the next one. Peace. Beautiful. Happy Sunday, happy strategy session Sunday, guys. Today we're organized it by going over a little bit of mindset and then also a little podcast style. Because we have a couple of people on here that need some help building out a couple of systems, inbound processes to be able to just overall keep the team more organized, keep the team more on track. And so we're talking about that in a second, but I actually want to talk about something that I was actually doing with my girl today. I wonder if I can move this over here to have a little bit better background over here. A little nicer, more professional background. It's even worse, to be honest. All right, cool. Let's see if I put over here. I don't know. We'll keep it like that for now. All right, cool. Let's go from there. Maybe it's fine. At least if I do this stick, that might work better. Oh, now we're in like a red place. We're gonna have a lot of editing to do here, guys. So I just chain this up over here. Excuse me, technical difficulties. That looks a lot better. Kind of clearer. All right, beautiful. So guys, actually I want to start this off with a little personal experience, and then let's go over, let's go more towards the podcasting styles. We want to help out Danny and his team over here. But one thing that we did today, and because we live right next to the beach, and we live right next to the beach, and we live in Puerto Rico. And whenever we go to the beach, we're always, playing volleyball, eating some food. But we always see people walking around selling stuff at the beach. They're selling drinks, they're selling waters. And so then actually today, we were like, why don't we try this? A little quick little hustle on the side. I'm just curious on how much money you can really make doing this. Because whenever I have people coming to me, they're always like, yo, Blade, how can I make the most money possible as soon as possible? I'm like, obviously don't do some sort of like 9 to 7, do things more so that you're able to work on a basis of the performance. I always recommend people that are just trying to make money real quick, to maybe be a waiter, because you get paid based upon how you perform. So we tried this out. My girl went to the beach and we were just selling a couple of drinks, some snacks on the beach, and within 30 minutes we made like 60, $70. So that's like what, 140 an hour, something like that. But it's just one of the biggest skills really to just have in business, I feel, has got to be selling. Has got to be building these relationships. This has got to be being able to communicate your vision to other people, because no way, shape, or form we're able to completely sell out in 30 minutes if my girl and I didn't have like a plan, and if my girl and I didn't have good communication, and if we didn't have the ability, the confidence to just talk to other people, in no way we would be able to make money. And that really, I know it's only $70, so some people might be seeing a lot, some people might seem like very little, doesn't really matter, because that's besides the point, because this really goes along to everything. Everything that you do is a conversation. When you want to organize your team, that's a conversation. When you want to sell a $10,000 product, that's a product or service, that's a conversation. Or anything from, a dollar sale, candy bar that you're selling, or a water that you're selling, all the way to $1 million. Regardless, it's the same exact shit. It's just a conversation that you have with the person. And the reason why people don't buy it is literally just a value thing. I saw one thing from Alex Hermosi, he was preaching about, and I think this is valuable, and I'll get off of talking about this, but he was saying how he has this Hummer he just bought. It's a 200K Hummer, and it's just metaphorically speaking to people like, yo, if I were to give you these keys over here and you had to give me $10,000 for this Hummer, wouldn't you find a way to find that $10,000 to buy that? So it's never really a money objection. It's really just how you communicate that value to people because of course, if you find this Hummer over here, someone's about to give you the keys for only $10,000 when you know it's worth 200,000. You're gonna figure that shit out. You're gonna figure out who you can contact. You can figure out your family. I'm gonna contact my family, my mom and dad. Like I need a loan from everybody because I know that if I get this keys, if I pay this guy $10,000, and he give me a $200,000 Hummer. So whatever you have, whatever you're selling, whenever you're communicating with your team, it's really all about how you communicate, how you're able to express that value to somebody, how you're able to point people into the right vision or whatever it might be, but it's all about communication. So enough of kind of talking about that. Now let's get really into helping out Henry and Daniel over here with building out their internal communication Notion template over here. So can you guys hear me over here? Daniel and Harry, the legendary Daniel and Harry over here.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
can
sir.
hear you,
Yes,
bro.
sir. So let's go over the what you're trying to build, and then maybe throw some ideas around it and how exactly we can build it. And best case scenario, we can kind of build it out live over here if you guys want.
Sweet, perfect. So, firstly, Daniel, can I can't hear you right now as well, by the way.
But you can't hear me.
I can hear you, but I can't hear Daniel,
I can't
my
hear
business partner.
Daniel. Mic check, my man.
1 second. Be 1 second.
Mhm. Oh, that's what the Zoom sounds like, or the AMA sounds like.
Yeah, he'll be 1 second. He's just joining from his iPad. But yeah, because he was sending me over to here. He said he made his connection with you on, and yeah, so sort of going through how we're going to make our Notion because we basically have everything we have for our agency on our Google Docs. And what we're really trying to do at the moment is move all of that stuff onto a Notion to make it look beautiful, organized, sexy, just making it look amazing. So we're able to really be very clear with the things we've got to do and just have everything organized in a way which is very frictionless. It's kind of the word we like to use, just completely frictionless. And yeah, like we know that if we're able to do that, then we're just able to kind of all the other steps that we're taking with our agencies is going to be able to be a lot easier.
Cool.
Can you hear me now?
There you
Yeah,
go. Loud and clear, man.
I could show you exactly what we're thinking of putting on here, if
Yeah,
that
I
would be good.
mean, show me what you got,
So,
and let me know what the roles are and what everybody has to really do, and kind of come up with a system from there.
yeah, 1 second. All right, I don't know how to turn my video on. I'm just gonna say it. So the first page we're thinking should be our short-term, long-term goals, principles, values, things that we really hold our brand by. And then second thing would be just like strategies, scripts, our frameworks, SOP sort of things. And then a little branding page with just sort of our whole brand image, all the stuff that we really hold our brand by. And then a page with links, a page with projects, which would be sort of like the bigger tasks. And then the next page would be sort of a task calendar, which is like those bigger projects broken up into tasks. And I think that's the part that's most important is really having that projects and task calendar so that
yeah,
we really know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it.
yeah,
I mean, the one thing that I have on mine is, and I think this is also pretty important as well, is those long term and medium goals as well too. So for example, whenever somebody logs into my account over here, we have our goals to conquer right through here. You know,
Nice.
you can see like a live view of everything, what's going on in terms of content wise. But over here, what we're gonna conquer, and then and under February over here, we have our goals over here, how many videos we're gonna have, and then daily conquering what we gotta accomplish today. Well, this is not supposed to be here, but over here is the actual content count over here. And then each section over here, for example, links that you have or company vision, each one can be like under info over here. Previous wins, social media accounts, info about the app, the CRM, links over here. I don't think it has to be that complicated. You guys want to like show me your Notion? Maybe we can kind of walk you through what I had.
Yeah, so we've just made the Notion. So we've essentially, there's not right now, it's kind of completely blank. So we've got like a blank Notion at the moment. See if I can link it on my own thing.
Yeah, let's share your screen. We'll build it live here.
Second
And then Michael as well too, brother man. We once we're set up with them, let's help you out if you have anything as well too. If you don't want to lose your idea of what you have, always write up in chat as well, because we'll go over right after helping Danny and Harry out here too.
Right, should be 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Just listening in for right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wade, you reading any books right now? Anything special? That last book, Conversations with God, I've been considering reading that one.
Bro, read it. I mean, I'm like halfway through it, reading it every now and then. But it's honestly a beautiful book, bro. That and then another one that I've talked about before. Honestly, you can read it in like in a day, bro, or in like an hour or two. Is and it's really, really good. The ending is insane. Is The Greatest Salesman in the World. I think it was called The Greatest Salesman. I have it right here. So fucking good.
Sick.
Here it is. Greatest Salesman in the World.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, and the OG Mandino. This one's amazing, bro. It just gives you just like 10 really, really solid life advice for you to kind of go off of. And
Is that the best sales book you've probably ever read, would you say?
that's one of them. Definitely, yeah. Because this one kind of feel like it kind of encapsulates like what everything is kind of based off of. This is like the raw mindset shit that you have to have as like a businessman, really. That kind of, everything else, $100 million offer. I feel like that's a lot more strategy as well, but pretty good. But this one's just like the raw fucking mindset here is what you got to have.
Yeah. Well, especially if sales is really about being able to communicate. It's really a mindset to be able to communicate effectively and clearly and
handle
coherently.
rejection. Handle rejection.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because it's fear. Because people fear that. That's what holds people back mostly, I'd say.
People are
Especially in the
afraid
sales.
of like not even trying. So like as an example over here, I love going cliff jumping. And this is the clearest example. And you go up to the cliff and you look at that cliff, you look down, and like, oh fuck. That's a lot of people to talk to. Oh fuck, that's really, really high over there. Looking down at that water, I might die. The worst case scenario, if I talk to these people over here, they might think wrong of me. If I talk to these people over here, they might think I'm a loser. But if I fall, if I jump in here, I might land wrong, I hit my back and die. But when they actually take that first step, when you hop on the call with the first person, that's when it all changes. The best way to really overcome being afraid is really just freaking action, is by making that first call.
Exposure therapy, right? Yeah. There's I think Jordan Peterson talks a lot about this, how people with anxiety disorders, how he would deal with them. Let's say, for example, they would be scared of going into the elevator, right? Like something like that. It would be he would take slight, intricate steps with them where they could go slowly towards the elevator until they end up inside the elevator, and then actually just going about it normally, if that makes sense. But it's that exposure of doing the thing.
Yeah, I think it all really starts with mindset. Like the reason they're scared of that is just there's something in their mind which is false, and it's all just a mindset thing. And once their mindset shifts, all other things go in accordance with that.
I can't really think of another way of like conquering fear besides action, besides
Mm,
actually doing it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it's the
yeah.
only solution. It's the most
I
plain.
think also expecting yourself to suck in the beginning as well. I think so many people have these such high expectations of like, oh, I've got to be perfect this first go. When it's like, no, you're going to be shit in the beginning. Like that's you're going to be bad in the beginning, and that's okay. Like being okay with that.
I think that's
So
one of
that yeah,
the biggest objections I have with a lot of clients is I'm always telling people like honestly the best way to make sales is by filming content. And everyone's always afraid, it's like, yo, but like what if I put out this piece of content and it sucks? Everyone wants the first piece of content or the first ad, whatever, to be absolutely freaking perfect. And that always frightens people because they think it's like not perfect, their entire life's to fall on them. But that's not true because it's not gonna be perfect, obviously, the first one, but put it out there, learn from it, and just get better. Go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, get better and better and better.
yeah.
You know what
It's
I
like
mean?
when you stop being perfect, you can start being good. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
But
which is
awesome.
a quote from Fight Club as well, by the way. Straight up a quote
Nobody
from
talks
Fight
about
Club.
Fight Club.
Oh, yeah, word. Word. Rule number one.
Exactly. That's the real number one. All
That's
right,
a sick film, man. That's a very good film.
but let's
Everyone's gonna
knock
watch
this
that film.
out, brother. Let's knock this out. Because I know how we can do this. So
Yes.
I'm thinking short-term and long-term goals, bro. You're gonna want to have on the first page. So you're gonna want to have at least what I have in mind is on mine. I have wait a second.
Can you see my page, by the way? Can
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see my sweet?
Press the plus on there, and let's do up like a simple little graph over here. Let's do what do we have over here? Let's do what I use. I use a graph for mine. But you could also make like a checklist, or you can do a timeline. Like, do you want to do? We can do a timeline
Yeah,
of how
I
soon you
like
can knock
that.
out those goals. I like that. So
Right.
I think it's either slash timeline or you scroll down a little bit.
You can do slash time. Okay.
There you
Slash
go.
time.
Beautiful. And now press select data source. Press new database. And this is how we can kind of build it out. We can build it out into quarters for now. But maybe like I call mine execution, you know,
Oh. Okay.
to execute or to accomplish. But you click on see instead of month, let's do quarterly. That's like kind of easier to see like the grand view of things.
Yeah.
And each one of these being the quarter. So maybe at the end of this, you can have financial goals or you can have content goals. Maybe at the end of this
Oops.
quarter over here, you want to put out 30 videos. Maybe you want to hop on 30 different calls. What are
Yeah.
these short and long-term goals looking like?
So we have that on our docs, don't we? Our short and long term goals. We do have that, don't we? Then.
Yeah, so about 9 videos per. We're thinking one long form video, and we're hoping of cutting that up into shorts so that we could just knock out two birds with one stone. And then cutting that up into 9 shorts, posting 7, like one on each weekday and 2 on the weekends. So 9 per post per week.
So why not build it out like a little bit how I have mine over here? I find this one works. Wait, let me change. Let me see this really quick. So I see what you're trying to say. So I think what we should build out, let me see this really quick. It's kind of how we have it over here. And then you take it and you drag it to like a calendar below or a calendar above.
Right.
We take it from here. We this is raw videos. Then we put the intro description, approved over here to go out. We like it. Now post it long and post it short. And then from there,
Hmm.
you move it over into a calendar over here. I don't know why this is here, like this. But we can put a calendar above here so that you can drag it into. You know what I mean? So once it's done, once it's approved to go out, you take it, you drag,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because that's what we do right now. We just have sort of like a calendar sort of thing.
I think that's your best play over there.
This is
100%.
helping me learn way more of Notion as well because it's a wrap my head
Yeah.
around.
It just takes using, getting used to it.
Yeah, it's getting used to
Yeah.
it. Yeah, 100%.
So what I have is I have my long-term goals on this page over here, and then I
Yeah.
have this over here.
I'm just gonna take notes, bro. I'm gonna get my pen and paper out.
Honestly,
So,
what might be better if I just share this with you, you make a duplicate.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh bro, yeah.
Now I'm thinking about save some
Uh,
time here.
oh bro, 100%, 100%.
Let me figure out the best way. I think if I just,
Maybe post it in the Discord.
yeah, I got you. If I copy that link over here, I don't know if that's not necessarily share with you as a template, but let's try anyway.
You could also worry about it after the call if you're recording and all that.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, so I would recommend putting like long-term goals over here. And then I mean I have my content calendar over here, which is a little bit different than you guys. But because what I do with mine is I have here, and then once it's posted in long, I automatically know it's in go high level,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
because I don't really, I mean, I had it before where I would previously take it and I would let me go into like last year or something like that. Go here last February. Previously where I move on to the content calendar over here. So to do, in progress, and then complete, and then we're dragging into the content calendar to post it. But we stopped doing that because I felt like it was an extra step. I just want to have it just complete over here and then know that it's already, I can just go over here to go high level and look at the CRM over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like it's like,
Very frictionless. Very
yeah,
frictionless.
I just want to know that we have enough short term and long term posting in my calendar so that we know what the goal of it is really just to know what you need to make more content of.
Mm.
So right over here, I always have meetings with my team, but like, hey, we want to make sure we want to get 30 more people this month for Fun Hacker. Well, this is a little bit while ago. We want to get 30 more people in here. How do we do this? We want to make sure we post 15 YouTube videos because we know every single time we post a video, we're going to get 1 or 2 clients. All right, so great. We want to post at least 15 videos this month. So now if you scroll down over here, how many videos do we have done here? So we change it around. So now it's a little bit easier for us because we have, if we go here to February, we have, all right, cool. We want to make sure how many we're posting. Let's scroll up here. We want 30 long form videos on YouTube and 30 shorts on YouTube. So go down
Mm.
here. This is the camera one or the long term form, and the phone over here is a short form. We got 16 long form, and then we got 26 short form. So we need to make 4 more short form, and we need to make 14 more long form videos in here.
And how would this connect to Go High Level? Is that through the Google Calendar?
See that's the thing with long form videos. You can take long form videos, you can put into go high level, but excuse me. YouTube videos you can't put into go high level, but everything else you can. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google My Business, all can go into go high level. And the way we do it, because we have appointment setters, is we have a link over here. In which case, will happen here. Okay, so whenever we have a video that is under this section, approved to go out, okay? When it's
Yeah.
approved to go out, once we have the intro, once we have approved to go out, once the video has been edited, you guys see my videos. I don't really do a lot of editing, but we put an intro on the videos at least. Okay, so if it doesn't have an intro, it doesn't go in here. But when it does have an intro, which I usually just do, I put it into here and I also put it into here. So once we have the video ready, it's in my Google Drive and it's also in here. It's either in has intro needs info, which means I need the description and the title, or approved to go out. That means I have the description, I have the title, and I also have a thumbnail if it's a long form video. Okay.
Mm.
So over here is really where my assistant Hannah comes into place over here. She takes all these are short term videos, so it doesn't need a thumbnail. But if we were to have a camera like this over here, then my assistant would be like, okay, this is a YouTube video, it needs a thumbnail. So before I put it out, because she's the distributor as well too, she's gonna make a thumbnail. She's like, hey, buddy, check out this thumbnail. Send it to me through text. She likes it, boom, she'll post it herself and she'll put it onto the long form. But it's just to get the videos to her, you can't really use Notion. So I always make sure I have a Google Drive. You can also do this with Dropbox as well too. So that my short-term videos go into here. She can post it onto YouTube, or she can post it onto Go High Level over here as well too. You know, and then once the videos is done, we want to make sure this is not filled up with a bunch of old videos and she gets confused with it. So what we do is once she posts it onto Go High Level for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google My Business, and she posted for YouTube. She has a title. She put the thumbnail on there. She has it scheduled and premiered. Once that's done, and she takes it and she drags it into upload video over to here, which I don't know why it's not showing anything on there. Might be a little glitch for a second. And she moves over to the appropriate column over here. For example, post a long video or post a short video over here.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense. And I find that's
Yeah.
the best way of doing that in terms of time,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that link that I shared with you guys in the Discord should help just automatically download that. If not, just let me know and I'll probably make some other way of doing it. It doesn't matter, figure it out.
Yeah.
And then like for example, when I have my appointment setters, there's my appointment setter battlefield over here. So yeah, so I have over here the SOPs, resources, SOPs as in like scripts, targeting, different things like that. For example, credit repair scripts over here, you click on here, you can check out all the targeting, the Facebook groups that you want them to go into, and how to hustle, the process. And then we have another one over here as scripts over here, and it has all the scripts and different things like that. But you're saying you want the calendar. I think we kind of solved that calendar issue right there.
Yeah.
Of course, you can have on the very beginning over here, you can have a content calendar over here. And I'm sure what you can do as well too is use Lead Connector. So if you post it on to Go High Level, it also links it onto here as well through a Zap. I feel like it's kind of complicated. I feel like we're not using the calendar anymore. I feel like that just saves us so much time, to be honest. Because you can see it all through your Go High Level calendar.
Yeah, that's perfect. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Just having it all in one system.
Mm.
Just click, click, boom, boom. Just nice and easy.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, I'm glad we were able to help as much as I can there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That was
no,
awesome.
it's super helpful.
All right,
Love
awesome. What else can we help with out here today? What's the moves here, guys? You kind of answered that. Michael, is there any way I could help you out, my man? Michael, I know you're trying to get into more rooms with realtors. We can talk to strategy on there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Let's see how we can better our current process or current strategy. Like I think I also have some organizational challenges, and that's one of my things. And this notion actually is notion step is positive for me. But also just coming up with new ideas, I guess, to start growing in those connections.
So what's the most important part here? Do you want to organize systems, or do you want to focus on how to build more connections and get more of these rooms with realtors and mortgage brokers?
Um, let's do build more connections.
Build more connections? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think right now you have a VA that's reaching out to a bunch of people. What's currently working right now? I mean,
Right now, I did definitely get some contacts, just a few out of the many that we reached out to via DM chats. I got a few local individuals and we connected and got somebody on a call. All I have to do is really keep the follow-up process in, right? So we finished up the call. She's definitely interested. And one of the pain points that she mentioned that she's had with credit repair companies is follow through. Like anybody that she's ever contacted with, they never follow up. They never follow through what what they say that they're going to do. So I want to start working. I guess actually, yeah, that's more so what I want to make sure that I let them know that I'm that type of person.
Beautiful. I love it. And I think to kind of go off of what you're saying with following up and really staying in front of these realtors' minds and these mortgage brokers' minds are two things. One thing is definitely building a sense of community in your social media, in your Facebook groups, or in your Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever you're doing, by building that sense of community and, tagging people in the comments, talking to people on there, it really keeps people in mind with you, and then also as well too, email newsletters are going to be hot for you. Uh,
Mm.
have you gotten a chance to build out like a community as well?
I created a community. It's just getting people added into it. When you have zero people in there, it's kind of I would say for me, kind of not hard.
Um,
It's not hard, but embarrassing. Like, just join my group, and when you look at it,
Brother,
there's
trust me, I got you. I got you. Because we're actually building out one of these similar campaigns for a contractor, and
mm,
is an incredible move that we're building over here. So I can kind of shine some lights on maybe helping out. So what we're doing over
mm,
here is we have a contractor over in Pennsylvania, and he has a big business. In which case, he does everything from roofing. He has subcontractors that do flooring. He has people that do pressure wash, leak, blah, 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 all these other things. And he has a network of subcontractors. So what we're building out for him is a series of Facebook groups, because he lives in, like, for example, this one area, but there's many different communities around him. So we're building out community for over here, community 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're opening up these bunch of Facebook groups. But exactly like you said, bro, is like if you have a Facebook group with zero people on there, people don't really want to hop on there. They're like, oh my gosh, you only have one there. Like, is it really a group yet? Maybe I'll just wait until somebody else sends like at least like 100 people on there. But to kind of go over that, you need some social proof. So what we have, what would help a lot, I do believe will help a lot, is one of our social boosters. So if you go over to here, me share my screen over here. I built out a tool just for literally this. Go over to here. You go over to social booster. Is my link on here? AI media booster here. Over here. If it works. Maybe not. It's www.amediabooster. My dev told me that some of the domains might have got screwed up. All right. Well, for the time being, we show you a different way of doing it. And I'll drop the link on it once we get to it. First, there you go. I'll drop the link in the Discord. For some reason, that's not working. But this is my favorite little cheat sheet to building out any new page. So what this allows you to do, man, is allows you to go into your Facebook group over here, Facebook group, Facebook, follow post likes, Facebook group, follow group members, rating, Facebook posts, Facebook groups, boom, boom, boom. Facebook group members, Facebook page followers. Let's see this one that's over here. Events, Facebook group members. I'm gonna choose like this one over here. It doesn't really matter. Take that, go to your Facebook group, link, you put 100. And for like 5 cents, bro, you can instantly get a couple of group members on here just to make it look at least like it's a real Facebook group. Of
yeah,
course, there's two things that really come into what you call it, social proof on here. Obviously, you need members, and you also need to make sure that your post, that your Facebook group stays active. Because when you're looking at, like, let's go, for example, funnel group or something like that. What are the two things that pop up? Are the member count and the amount of posts. So the member count, the title of the group, the member count, and the amount of posts. So posting, yeah, you can do that for free yourself. Just make sure you use Go High Level. Make sure you post at least once a day if you actually want to bring some members into there. All right, that's not too difficult with Go High Level. But also, like I said, is also making sure you have that. Really, you just need a few hundred members, and then you should have a little social proof. And then also, what really comes down to it is exactly the title. The name is really, really important. So one of my first businesses that I did on as a Facebook group was an online personal training business. And really, the way I first blew up one of my first businesses was with the Facebook group. My first two businesses. And this was back when I was in college. And I would have a Facebook group called Working Out for Gamers, or maybe it was Fitness for Gamers or something like that. And I put a couple of people on there. I didn't have the luxury to be able to buy those followers, but I just added a bunch of my friends on there and a couple of fake accounts that I was able to make. So I had a few hundred on there, and I'll join other for you example, realtor groups and invite people in. But what I would do is I join other gaming groups. Like, hey, I got this gaming for fitness people. I mean, this group talking about like zombies, Dead Rising, because I was really a geek back then for Dead Rising. But I would talk about that, and I would introduce people to my group. Right. And it would all literally be me posting, working out, and then I would put funny clips of people gaming. Obviously, that's not your niche, but what you could do is making sure that your Facebook group name is credit repair for mortgage brokers, or credit repair for mortgage brokers / realtors. The more like the name of the company like does not matter. I know I changed mine up at last second a little abruptly. Mine's just called the Project Alpha, but I gotta wait for another 20 days. I'm gonna change it out to the Project Alpha / AI automation and funnel marketing, because it makes a big difference in the name that you have it as. When I have another Facebook group, it's called Credit Repair Marketing, and of course I'm getting people every single day on the daily going in, because it's quite literally just called Credit Repair Marketing. Yours should be like credit repair for mortgage broker professionals, or credit repair for realtor affiliates, what people are actively searching up. And then by posting on there every single day, it does exactly like you said. It has that social proof. People are always showing every single day. I mean, you're posting every single day of you fixing people's credit. People trust you, and they feel a lot more trustworthy to be able to whatchamacallit, to share more affiliates with you, share more people with you. And especially we can kind of gamify it as well too. In which case, on the very top of the Facebook group, if you need someone to help you build this out, we got you, bro. I'll hop on the Discord, and people will build it out for you. You got plenty of people who can build it out for you. We'll gamify a little bit. Have a little high score table on the top. Well, we did something with ERC together. We didn't necessarily do it on their Facebook group, but we did it on their website, like the little affiliate backend. What we did over here is we gamified ERC together by having a high score list. In which case, every single time when they would do another strategy session, kind of like we're doing now with their affiliates on here, they would hop on a call with their affiliates, like, hey, this guy's on the top right now. He's gonna get a bundle of flowers and edibles or food, whatever, sent to him, or a Starbucks gift card, or whatever. But by also being able to gamify it and clearly show everybody the high score, who's on top of the leaderboard, it might be a little easier on Discord to do it. It's gonna entice people to want to send you out more affiliates as well. That in addition to building out a nice, beautiful community. Like I said, I'll send you over this link over here to put a couple of hundred people on here really quick, just that it's a little easier for people to accept the invite into the Facebook group. But all that stuff really works. Another thing too, what I would do with your Facebook group is exactly what I do with mine. Go over to here, your Facebook group. Actually, let me go to the project. Is I use something called GroupMe over here. And what this does, I don't know if I can do that. But before you join my group, there's a couple of questions on here. And the question is like, you ready to make a shit ton of money? The second one is like, what's your email? And the third one's like, what's your phone number if you want to hop on a strategy session with me? And because I was able to download the group off, I know it only says 2, it's kind of sometimes it glitches sometimes, but because I was doing that, whenever somebody I allow someone to join my Facebook group, I click on join, accept, approve for the group. And then when I approve them the group, it also grabs their email and it grabs their phone number and instantly adds to the Go High Level. so that now you have it in go higher level over here and you have their contacts, you have their email and the phone number directly from the Facebook group. So what I'm trying to say is that anybody joins that little lead magnet of your Facebook group also gets that as well. And then another thing too, you got two things here really. You got attracting more affiliates. I'm trying to go back to that Facebook group over here. But you got two plays over here, brother. You got two plays. You got attracting more affiliates, yo, Blade. How are we gonna attract more affiliates? And yo, Blade, how am I gonna keep these guys active? Obviously keeping these guys active and making sure they refer. That's kind of simple over here. There's three things that you can do, to really just keep these guys on here. Let me share my screen over here. Whiteboard procedure, my thing that we love. But you got three plays over here, Let me see if I can open this up a little bit bigger. Excuse me. There you go. Boom. All right, cool. So you got three moves. You got attracting affiliates. And to attract affiliates, we got name the community and with SEO and with the description. Make sure you post daily. You're gonna want to make sure that you also have at least a couple of hundred people in there. Costs you like $1. And now the not so the more hustling ways that you're gonna attract people on here is by offering on other groups. So other groups, you're gonna want to offer little freebies maybe. On other groups, you can hustle by who wants X freebie. And anybody that comments, you also invite them in the group and add their email, so you can hustle from other groups. You can post on your socials about your Facebook group. Make sure that group is on your link tree. Group needs to be on link tree. On your Instagram as well too. Post on your Instagram. Now I know you have a series of emails as well too, so you can do a mass email campaign. And I will even go live like I'm doing right here, like do a mass email campaign, mass text message campaign. Like, hey, I'm going live on how we get people approved mortgage broker ready in 30 to 60 days. I'm doing a quick live on there and bring people over to Facebook group. I mean, you could also kind of cold call, but like, I'm not too crazy about that. Posting content as well too. So content, I would ask AI, and I would ask AI, what are people searching up that need to get more mortgages, more people? What are people searching up that need to get people for a mortgage? Or give me a list of topics. Give me a list of topics / freebies to offer people that are looking to get more people approved for a mortgage. And what this is going to do is going to give you a list of topics, a list of freebies that you can make to entice people to join your group a little bit more. And of course you can hustle these out. You can do emails, you can do text messages, how to give these freebies away, emails, SMS, trips, hustling on Facebook groups. Okay. Different things like that. What you can even do, and I found this to work a lot before, this is back when I was during coronavirus. I know, Harry, you have your hand raised, but I want to get this thought out. I'm geeking out on this shit right now. But what I'm trying to say is that when I first when Corona was happening in 2020, and I was selling a whole bunch of credit repair courses straight through my YouTube. And the way I would really do this is I would do exactly like this: is I would sell a little, hey, 47 freebie on how to get more mortgage broker. How to attract first-time home buyers. Because what do these mortgage brokers want? They want more people to buy houses. So if you create a little freebie out there that's relating to these realtors, that's relating to these mortgage brokers to get more business, you're gonna grab at least their email and SMS. And now my play was when I was selling these courses was that I'll offer this $47 package over here. I call for me it was a social media blueprint. I was selling a social media blueprint that will show exactly how to optimize your social media to attract clients to you. Obviously, you do something a little bit different, but now it was around $47. And it was really just enough to overcome ad spend. Wasn't really making anything. But at least it's getting people on email. At least it's getting people's text messages. And at the very least, I was getting people to schedule a call. Because what I would do is after they buy that on the funnel, I'll be like, hey, this is a $47 freebie, not freebie, $47 product over here. It's a 2-week challenge. It's gonna help you get more home buyers to you. It's gonna help you bring this list. What you can even do is you can sell fresh leads. That's a little bit difficult though. But we can do this. And then on the second page on here, like, great. You get a complimentary strategy session. And on that strategy session is where you invite them into that community over here. Gravy has a little community over here where we can network with other mortgage brokers, other realtors, and plus any people on that strategy session, you tell them the benefits. I'm sure you tell them the benefits, be like, hey, I'm sure you probably had people that haven't been able to get approved for a mortgage. How are you at least, get those low-hanging fruits? Let's get those people re-approved really quick. We can do it in 30 to 60 to 90 days. I'll send them back to you. You can make it quick, 20 bands, whatever it might be for them. But really showing that cost basis on there. Another cool freebie that you might want to offer as well too, that I think would be an excellent freebie, is a cost basis. So maybe even making a profit calculator as a freebie. In which case, on the profit calculator, you have them input the following. So they input like people, amount to people, and I'm just thinking because this worked for me previously, and I did this. This is more for high ticket though, but I would attract people over to me to an ad offer that I had by showing a profit calculator. I'd be like, hey, and I would do this to sell my ads and my AI. Is I would have them put into the profit calculator is tell me how much your expenditures is, tell me how much you're currently making and your dream profits, and based upon that. If you were to run ads and you use an AI chatbot, this is how much you'd be making. So a profit calculator kind of like this. Let me actually share mine over here that we have. Let me pull up this. Let me share the screen over here. This did pretty well for me as well. It really does come along with sharing the freebies here. And it's plan. Oops. It really does come along with split testing shit. See what works the best. But this works pretty well for me. In which case, what I would do, all right, cool. In which case, what I would do is I would have a little profit calculator in here. Yeah, you can just use an Excel sheet. In which case, lead customer support costs. How much is your customer support cost? 30, says 30 grand. All right, quarterly profits. How much are you currently making? It says you're making 100K. Q growth percentage, 5%. Dream profits, I say only from 100K over to 500K. Current sales, say making 1,000 per quarter, whatever. Boom. And I'll give them a little profit calculator and how much money they can really make by, for your case, recouping the losses of unapprovals. So you can have this little freebie in the front and be like, hey, get a profit calculator, how much you can really make by recouping the losses of unapprovals, and even join our Facebook group to see how we do as well. But all these little freebies you can kind of include on here to attract people to that Facebook group, or attract people to your email list, or to attract people to schedule a call with you. And then you got to attract these people. Where are you going to attract them from? There's plenty of places you can go. It really just depends on how much work you're trying to put in to attract these people. So obviously you got Facebook group hustling. Let me kind of list it out here. Share screen over here. Go back to my handy dandy whiteboard over here. All right, so we're gonna find these realtors over here. Give me a second. Fuck. Now, where are we gonna find these people? Where to find? We can hustle other Facebook groups. You can go places where people are actively advertising, because more likely or not, if they're actively spending money on advertising, they'll be more willing to be able to do some sort, they'll be more open-minded to be able to do some sort of partnership between you. So find people that are actively advertising. How are you gonna find people that are actively advertising? So how are we gonna find those people? You can go Facebook ad library and reach out to those people. You can find people on LinkedIn. You can go to Zillow, Zillow, homes.com, different things like that. But I would more so go towards people that are actually advertising, because I feel as though people that are actually advertising, they're more open-minded, willing to be able to network with you. And the other place, of course, is finding these events, realtor events. But realtor events you can find on, that mainly comes down to hustling on Facebook. You can hustle, networking websites, hustle, machine hustle. What's it called? Broker commerce. What's that called? Um,
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce. That's right.
Yeah. The realtor events have definitely been killing it for me lately. I've been even like a few realtors even invited me to talk for like lunch and learns and all that. So, with the events, that's like a golden ticket for sure.
Brother, let me tell you something else as well too. With events, the more you get into those speaking positions, the more you're able to talk in front of a group of people, regardless if it's live or in person, the more sales you're gonna make. Honestly, bro, because they're gonna trust you a whole lot more. I did a massive event. It was online. I think it was not massive. It might have been 75 people, and we were talking about AI. But out of those 75 people, I sold like 15 of them, 20 of them. You know, and these are ranging anywhere between $500 to around $1,500, just because in the very beginning and these events, set them up like this, like in the very beginning, like, hey, at the very end of this, because people are halfway through, going to drop off, like, hey, if anybody wants help with this, schedule a call with me, bladeisthebest.com, and then go into your spiel, and at the end give another call to action. That's one thing I learned, definitely. Call to action at the beginning and at the end. But really, bro, the more events that you get into, the more people are going to trust you and want to buy shit from you. Because you're instantly put on top as an authoritative figure. You're instantly put on top as like the go-to. That is, this person's talking in front of all these people. I gotta trust this guy. And then definitely making sure in those events, like in the very beginning, call to action, the very end, call to action. I hope that helps a little bit more, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Profit calculator, I took that away, as far as something to do. And with the Facebook group, I do have one question. Should I have the Facebook group separate for affiliates, and should I also create one for like clients, the actual people that I'm serving, or have a combination with
Start with
with both?
one, because it's gonna get very overwhelming posting on both. Just make one literally just credit repair for mortgage brokers or credit repair for home buyers.
Credit repair for home buyers,
100%. Because you're
and
gonna
then
find posting every single day, bro. It's a lot of freaking posting.
yeah.
Once you have the group up to 1,000, then open up another one. But for now,
Okay.
focus on growing that one, because I made the same mistake when I was first starting out with my YouTube channel. I had 3 different YouTube channels, bro, for 3 different sub niches. I was doing
Hmm.
credit repair, I was doing fitness, and I was doing construction. So I had like 2 different YouTube channels. I was posting on both, and I was like, you know what, this really doesn't make too much sense, because I find that this one is performing better than everyone else, and I'm getting everybody attracted to the Project Alpha YouTube. So I kind of stopped doing this fitness one, and I focused more so on that. And because I was focusing more so on that, I was able to provide way better content and not be as stressed, and a lot more value in the videos, is more impactful. And I was getting a lot better results in terms of revenue wise by focusing more so on just that one, and really learning on how to create content. Now, this is the most important, because bro, my YouTube channel has 1,500 subscribers. But at least once a week, bro, I get people that want to buy either my course or my snapshot for credit repair. And those are a grand plus. And that's just organically, straight up just coming from my YouTube. Not counting all the other people that hop on calls with me that I'm selling. These are just out of my 1,500 subscribers, I'm getting at least one person that wants to spend a grand with me on a course or on a quick snapshot. And that's just me just selling it to these people. I don't have to do shit. But I'm trying to say that these people come to me because I specifically optimize my posts to attract those people. Now, this is why I'm suggesting to open up just one Facebook group. It's because SEO is super vital. You need to learn and I'm sure you already know a lot more than me, bro, but you really need to understand what are these people actually searching up. In my terms for credit repair, every single person that's running credit repair, they're looking up, all right, how do I run ads? How do I run Facebook ads to get more credit repair clients? So all of my videos that I was working on YouTube were obviously all around how to run Facebook ads to get more credit repair clients. They're all titled like that, and I was just playing around with the keywords and the descriptions and the tags and the hashtags, but playing around with that overall search phrase. Because I realized whenever I post up another video that would show exactly how I run Facebook ads to get credit repair clients, I'll get another client. I would literally get another snapshot client. Boom. It literally should be like the next day, bro. So I'm trying to say is that when you're posting, and Facebook's no different than YouTube, which is no different than Instagram, which is no different from TikTok. It's really all the same. All the algorithms are the same because they're all formulated around this. The more people, it's all formed around this. The more you're able to keep people on their platform, the longer they're able to keep them on their platform, the more people they're able to keep them on the platform, the more they're going to value your video and the more they're going to put it out to those types of people. So as soon as you start understanding how to build this content, that's a call to action at the beginning, call to action at the end, and really just formulate your words in this valuable, impactful way that boom is SEO optimized to people that are actually searching out your service, credit repair for first-time home buyers, and once you understand that SEO and what you need to put onto every single video so that every single time you post another video, you get another client, boom, you're gonna be golden, bro. You know what I mean? And I know I was explaining a long time away of trying to explain that, but pretty much is focus on one and figure out the SEO, figure out how to provide the value in the way that people understand it in your niche, and you'll be golden. And then start branching out. Boom.
All right, appreciate that.
But I think that's my best help with that, based upon what I learned that works.
That's some sauce.
But yeah, so definitely understanding the individual SEOs that's going to attract people to your Facebook group, and then just keep on making content on there. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, they all have the same algorithms. Focus in on one platform first. Whatever's working for you right now. If you find that you're networking the best on Instagram, focus on Instagram right now. Focus on Instagram, figure out really how to create your SEO, create your messaging, create your lingo, and how to have your niche understand that really quick. Figure out what people really want. For me, it was Facebook, and it still is. It's Facebook ads for credit repair. How do I find your Facebook ads for credit repair for your specific niche? Credit repair for first-time home buyers, for credit repair for credit boosting, credit counseling, credit repair, credit getting ready for a home buyer piece. It might not be it might be either credit repair for home buyers, or it might be getting a home buyer ready might be more impactful guide, where you're providing the entire, fix the credit, then you got to have this legal stuff, X, Y, and Z. That might be perform a lot better than just credit repair for home buyers. So you got to kind of how to play with that, and the best way to do it is two different ways. You can do it paid ads wise, where you can just run a traffic campaign to different offers and figure out really what works, or you can do the free way, but it takes a lot more time. It's just posting a whole bunch of content, testing out multiple different offers, credit repair for first-time home buyers, getting ready for your first house, first-time house buyer guide, X, Y, and Z, and just figure out what works. Like I said, organic takes a lot more time, but it's free. Whereas paid ads, it's a lot quicker, but it's not free. Harry, my man, did you have a question, by the way? Anybody? Peace, homie. Thanks for the help. I got you, Brody. Appreciate you being here, Danny. Much love, much love. Fuck yeah.
Hey, brother. Hey, brother. I just wanted to ask a really quick question.
Hmm.
Really quick question about what do you think in terms of building up an ecosystem? What do you think about utilizing the software School, Skool,
My
for
buddy is absolutely crushing it right now on School.
yeah.
I posted this a little while ago on Discord. But let me break it down like this. Here it is. My buddy is utilizing School over here. School is very like trendy right now. Well,
Mm.
it's been for a while, but I feel like it's really popping off now. But
Yeah, because of Hormozy, all the Hormozy
exactly.
albums collab, yeah.
Ultimately, bro, and I'm gonna speak this like Hermosi speaks, I feel like, but it really doesn't matter what platform you're on. You know, you can make money anywhere. You can make money selling freaking ice to Eskimos if you wanted to. This morning, like,
Yeah.
bro, we're selling freaking waters out on the beach. We made $70 in 30 minutes. You know, you can make money doing anything. But what you need
Mm.
to have is you need to have that vision. You know, you
Yeah.
really, and I used this with Danny before, this example over here, where you need to have, everybody loves a good superhero story. Everybody loves, you know, a freaking Superman that's fighting crime. Somebody that
Yeah.
thinks behind. And you know, we are over here, we're creating 10 millionaires, we're fighting against a typical 9 to 5. So fuck that. Fuck working for somebody else. We're gonna become alphas over here, working for ourselves over here.
Do you feel like a big, sorry to cut you off really quickly, do you feel like a massive part of that story is simply just being authentic and being just very, it's just really about authentic,
Yeah, because people can sniff out a fakeness from a
basically,
mile
just being
away.
yourself?
Yeah.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
I was talking to this guy the other day, bro, and he was trying to be like a little mini Andrew Tate. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you're not fucking Andrew Tate. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, come on. And people can sniff that out right away. You know,
Yeah.
I was having this guy on the phone call with this guy, and I couldn't wait for the phone call to be over, bro. I couldn't wait
Oh, right.
because I knew the guy was not his true self. So if you're able to be
Yeah.
true to yourself, true to your
Do you
name,
think people are craving that right now? You know, because there's so, especially on the internet, especially on YouTube, for example, it's like there's so much fakeness, and it has been for a long ass time, especially with these kind of crazy edits and stuff and all this stuff.
there's wannabes.
Yeah, yeah. And now I think that's yeah, I think I definitely agree. That's just the thing that
It's
it
because
seems to be that people just
people believe they
they're
can get
craving.
rich quick. You know, people believe that they can film this one video and become like rich quick off of it. You know,
Mm.
I was having a conversation with my uncle the other day. He's kind of like one of those, I guess, lower frequency people. And he was like,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna record one video and I'm gonna go viral and become a billionaire. You know, plenty of other people have done it. You know, why can't I be it? I just gotta wait for the right time. And he's never made that video. You know, I talked to like my uncle like two years ago. I was like, bro,
and the
have
people
you
who
yet?
do go viral from one video tend to sell their soul in the process. You look at
Exactly. It's usually some sketchy shit. It's like winning the lottery, you know? People that
yeah, so, and if they do it, they do something completely degenerate to the point where you've just tainted your whole reputation for your whole fucking life because you're trying to again trying to be something that you are not.
Mhm.
And I could see how some people, especially in the past, have done that. You can imagine these people that just get famous out of nowhere. I mean, that's
Mhm.
you've tarnished your whole essence and your whole way of being, which then goes into more of a spiritual and more goes into more of a spiritual discussion at that point of like, are you going to sell your soul for this shit? You know?
You sold
Um,
who you are as a person,
mm,
you know? That's
mm.
with OnlyFans, a lot of shit coming out, all these chicks, you know,
Oh yeah,
their ass, bro.
yeah,
Like, there's so many more ways to really make money that,
mm,
you know, literally going outside selling water on the freaking beach, bro. And I love that.
yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah,
so many ways to make money, and I truly believe that, and this might be very, very. debated is that working a 9 to 5, that just I feel like that's just comfortable. I feel like
Yeah.
that's very lacking creativity. I feel as though there's so many ways out there to make money. Yeah, there's school
Oh
out
yeah.
building Discord communities, charging people for being in a Discord community. There's so many ways to make money out there that you don't need to sacrifice the type of person that you are to.
Actually, I've got a question for you actually, kind of based on what you just said about kind of how, especially the 9 to 5 sort of thing, because one thing I noticed, I feel I have this conviction right now that entrepreneurs are born and not made. And the reason I say that is because I'm sure you could probably attest to this. You see some people in life who they genuinely love being an employee. They love it. They just love, that's kind of like who they are. Like their authentic self is to be an employee. And I'm just wondering like what your thoughts on that was, and if you feel like entrepreneurship is it requires a certain personality type, which you certainly are at birth. I look at the big five ocean personality, right? I love looking at that kind of psychological science. It's quite clear to me that quite clear to me like you analyze most, because there will be different entrepreneurs, like different different people will be different in their own way, but most entrepreneurs seem to have this very similar type of personality, very creative.
People don't want to, it's us, like entrepreneurs don't want to be comfortable.
Mm,
It definitely is a certain mindset of I consider it an ever-growing mindset. I'm
yeah.
not saying there's anything wrong with being comfortable. No way am I
Mm,
saying, but I believe that in order to really be an entrepreneur, because bro, entrepreneur's life is not easy. Every
mm,
day we're like, it's literally going like this every freaking
yeah.
day, so it
But there,
does.
but there is also, but the thing is, in entrepreneurs, it's like we would rather do that than ever doing any 9 to 5 or having someone to work for ever. Like we would rather the pain of
Mhm.
doing that because that's just who we are authentically. Which is a
Mhm.
really yeah, it's very interesting to see like okay, well like who's cut out for entrepreneurship and who's not, because I think one of the things is very easily sold online, isn't it? Like the
I think it's a
whole
lot of also responsibility.
yeah
I feel responsible for taking care of myself, and I feel responsible for taking care of my family. You
yeah
know, and I feel as though I want to provide my family with the brightest future, and I feel as though the only way that I can do that is myself. Other people
yeah
might be like, all right, I just got to work harder. I gotta rely on my boss to pay more, so I gotta rely on them. They may not feel as comfortable in themselves or confident in themselves to be able to do it themselves.
mm,
I feel as though us as entrepreneurs, and just like you said, bro, was usually most entrepreneurs are born, to be honest. Just like you said, I was
yeah
selling candy back when I was in middle school, and I'm sure you might
yeah
probably have a similar story to yourself as well too. You know,
yeah man, I just have this conviction. I like to do, I like to look at the data as well, right? Because you can, I think there's many anecdotes of like loads of entrepreneurs like yeah I did this when I was younger, and that's you can collect the data of personality type. We looked at the big five that Jordan Peterson talked about, this big five ocean, which is acronym for openness to experience, which is creativity; conscientiousness, which is how well you do the thing over and over again; extroversion, agreeableness; and neuroticism, which is your propensity to negative emotion. Most entrepreneurs have literally the same personality type profile as when you go on the big five. And I thought that's so interesting. And that's what gets you to think, really believe that like this, you are born to be this way. So that it's really, and that's what I mean about also that authenticity thing. Like even when you create content on YouTube, it's like, who are you authentically? How can you present yourself authentically? And I think I think a lot of people get caught up in the lifestyle of an entrepreneur because they look at it and think, oh, it's just
money,
this
money,
beautiful,
money, flash, flash.
yeah, fast, fast money, chicks everywhere, just fucking like, fucking bitches. It's all that, right? But the reality is that it's so much more than that, as you know, right? And it's so much, and it's the reality of it.
Hmm.
There's a falsehood to it, and there's a reality of, okay, this is what it is like to be this way, but you're on the right path if you are authentically that way.
Hmm.
I just had a strong belief that it's like that's where you find success in entrepreneurship, is if you are, that's who you are. It's like, for example, if you're not a musician, if you're not really a musician, but you kind of like music, you're not actually a musician, that's not who you are. But you like to listen to music, so you go out and make some like rap song. You're
Hmm.
probably not going to be successful because it's not who you are. And I wonder what your thoughts on that I wonder what your thoughts on kind of that whole kind of
Well,
thought
Harry,
process.
were you born an entrepreneur as well, or were you
I
kind of
Well,
yourself
I
up?
feel like I was. Yeah, like I feel like I was. I definitely feel like I am. That's who I was born as because I just never. Well, whenever I do any entrepreneurial activity, my heart just lights up every single time. It's this is what I mean. I think something we can all relate to. Is like even if it sucks, even if there's some mundane bullshit we don't really want to do. It's like the fact that I quit my job recently as a personal trainer because I was like an employed personal trainer at the gym. I quit very recently working with Danny and like I'm like my heart lights up every time I just quit my job to do entrepreneurship because I'm on this kind of grind for about a year and a half. Every time I do that, it's like yes, let's fucking go. This is like who I am, sort of thing, you know. And I think that's kind of how you can discern, right? It's like what like who like the real big question is like who are you as an individual, and how can you assess that? Because yeah, there's a book. Have you read the book Reality Transurfing?
No, I haven't. What's it called?
Oh, reality transurfing. I can yeah, so I can see transurfing as if you're like surfing through the waves of reality. Oh man, freaking awesome book. Amazing, incredible book. But it really speaks about the heart and mind. There's a lot of different kind of esoteric kind of concepts in there, but it's like written by a Russian philosopher. Very nice and easy to follow as well. Big book though, so there's a bit of filler in there, but yeah, it kind of goes through a lot of different concepts. But I think one of the main ones I'll kind of talk about that which relates to what I was just saying is the heart and mind, connecting the heart and mind. And it's like, okay, well, who are you as an individual? That's what your heart is saying. So
Mm-hmm.
that when you're to know you're an entrepreneur, for example, your heart is saying yes. Whenever you're doing entrepreneurial activity, it's like your heart's like yes. It doesn't think, it just knows. And I thought like that's a beautiful thing, especially when you're making content as well. It's like I guess you can kind of correlate that with the content. Is your heart directly correlated with your mind when you're creating that content?
And also, when you is your heart still there when it gets
Mm.
tough?
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Yeah,
And I
that's
feel
the
like
biggest.
you can kind of correlate that to like relationships as well too. When
Definitely.
you're with a new girl, when you guys have a fight, do you still love her after the fight?
Yeah.
You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? And that's
Exactly.
like
Yeah,
also
100%.
family
That's how
too.
you know you truly
With
love the
with your
woman. Exactly.
with your sis, with I guess my sister, I have fights with my sister all the time, but
Yeah.
I'm
Same.
still
Same. I
moving
got
from
a
Puerto
sister as well.
Rico to Florida to hang out with her, even though she can kind of be a bitch a little sometimes, but I still love her, my sister, you
Yeah, bro,
know,
I can relate to that one, man.
you know, it's like your family. You love them, but because you love them so much, you're willing to put up with them.
Yes,
Love
definitely.
entrepreneurship so much, but you're willing to put up with the highs and the lows.
Absolutely.
Just like you
100%.
said, it's not all easy.
Exactly. But that's how you know this is meant for you.
Hmm.
That's how you know it's meant for you. So that if you know you're doing the thing that's meant for you, then you're going to win no matter what. You're going to take those actions no matter what because you know it's your thing. But yeah, very interesting book. I think you'll love reading this book, man. I think
Brother, I love how you said that though. Wait, I gotta read this off to you, bro. Failure will never overtake me if my
mm,
determination to succeed is strong enough. Failure will never overtake me if my determination to succeed is strong enough. My
yeah.
favorite
He
book,
who has the strongest why can bear anyhow. Let's go. Yeah.
right there.
He who has the strongest why can bear anyhow. Yeah, bro. It's literally that whole concept. Bro, it's crazy how it all is so interconnected. Everything's so connected, right? And especially
Mhm.
we're talking about kind of relationships, right? And we talked about sales earlier and how I really akin sales to dating quite massively, brother, because it's
That's
like
literally it. Yes.
it really is it because we are selling ourselves in like every way of life, right? You're selling your
Mhm.
girlfriend to be with you, you're selling your girlfriend to be your wife, right? And it's all the same concepts because
Mhm.
especially look at product-based sales and service-based sales, how they can be slightly differentiated. I mean, excuse me for my kind of vulgar language that I'll kind of use for this one, but it's like you know, product-based sales to me is like how can you get all these women to sleep with you, right? And then service-based sales is how do I make this girl my
Continue to
girlfriend?
stay with me. Become my wife.
Yeah, become my wife. Like a relate, like really building up a relationship with a product is different because it's just that you want to sell all these products, and it's so interconnected and so related in that way. And I feel like it's just one thing that just helps with people is just making those connections and being able to kind of go, okay, well this relates to this, so that if I do this thing, then I can still learn, which will help me in my entrepreneurship, which will help me in this way, and just
Mhm.
kind of connecting the dots together. Because I guess that's also what we do, right? As hyper creative individuals, we connect the dots together in that way. And
Mhm.
yeah, man, I just think it's fucking awesome. I love this game. I love
Exactly,
this
me
shit.
too, bro. That's
Yeah.
whenever, just like you kind of said as well too, bro. Whenever somebody like asks, like, "Yo, how do I make some more sales, bro?" And it's usually because they haven't talked to people. You know, you have to talk to people. You have to make 100 phone calls, 200 phone calls. You know, just
Yeah.
thing. You know,
Actually,
you
you know
got to
what?
get
I'll tell you what
rejected.
I did. That was really, really useful for my communication skill. And I think it would be really useful for your followers to, whoever's listening, to really kind of embody. Because yes, there's doing the cold calls, there's doing a lot of the business communication. And I completely agree. That's very much like a foundation of what you need. But
Mhm.
I found this really useful. I'm from the UK, right? I live just outside London, and obviously, big London's this massive big city. And what I did for a long ass time, I would go into London, right? I'd go into a bar, or I'd go into maybe sometimes a club, but this is all kind of a higher purpose. And I'd be completely sober, and I'd go completely alone by choice. I'd go completely sober and completely alone. I'd go for the whole night to see if I can speak to people and
Mhm.
communicate with people and be when you're in a situation like that, right? It sucks. It fucking sucks. It's horrible. But you're in this big place, so many people around you. You're forced in that position to go and say, let's see how I can make this connection. Let's
Mhm.
see how I can strike up a conversation. Let's see how I can relate to this person. And when you
Exactly.
go in with that intention, you build up that you become so uncomfortable and you deal with that uncomfort. So you've got that shield so that when you go into business and you're doing those things like cold calls and stuff like in business, which just suck and are
Nothing.
uncomfortable. Yeah, it's just nothing because it's like, oh, I've done that, you know? And yeah, because this is what I mean, kind of how everything's so interconnected and how you can kind of balance that. You're still gaining skills even when you're doing kind of other things in your life.
Mhm.
And it's I found that a very useful thing for me because I can talk for fucking ages. Now I just don't shut the fuck up, you know. And it's also kind of the way you communicate. You build that up as well. You build up a more kind of clear and cohesive and uh, kind of vocabulary. And again, with reading books, you want to understand more language and things like that. So yeah, I just thought it was a really interesting thing. I thought it was one thing that massively helped me in terms of just communication, and that all kind of
Just
leads on with the
doing it more is
entre-
what massively helps. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, just do
whatever it
yeah,
is,
simply
just
put,
do
just do
more
more.
of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, 100%, just doing
Talk to
more.
more people, go to cafes, you know, I love going to cafes and talking to people. You see a hot
Yes.
chick walking on the block, you hit her up.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
100%. It's just things like that allow you to just keep on working at it all the time because especially because when you go outside and do those things, it's amazing. Because especially as us like on the online space, online entrepreneurial space, like we are sitting at home in our home office with our laptops and our PCs and kind of just it can be quite isolating. So to be able to really do that and spend the time doing that, I think a lot of people will think that's like, oh, you're not working on the business, that's not a useful thing. But it's like actually if you go out to the cafe and do that, bring your laptop with you to a cafe and do that, you're still learning and you're still building up these skills.
Yeah, and also like just like you said as well too, just by being in a laptop all day, you know, I sometimes spend like 12 hours a day just fucking just right here in front of a laptop grinding. And like you said, bro, hitting a cafe, you need those refreshers as well too, because you're
Yeah.
constantly right here, so hyper focused, so kind of alone here. You can kind of like lose yourself, you know, you lose inspiration. You're so small, worked up in here.
Um,
And when you go out, you start talking to some people, you get a new refresher. You open up your mind a little bit more. You're able
yeah.
to get new ideas, talk to new people, you know. Being social, honestly, bro, I feel like it's a cure, you know.
Oh
I'm like
yes.
sometimes I'm introverted, or I gotta be grinding, but sometimes I'm extroverted as well too. And I think that's like a lot of entrepreneurs where you're fine working 8 hours in front of a computer by yourself, grinding, making your money, but then you're also fine going outside and talking to 10, 20, 30 different people and like kind of recharging your batteries as well too.
Absolutely. It's that balance. It's that
Yeah, the
balance that
balance,
you're
exactly. It's
creating
that
for
balance.
yourself. And it's really the best, I'll be honest, that's really the best way to be. If you're able to be introverted and spend time by yourself, that's also such a beautiful thing. the fact that you're able to sit, because you've got to be able to sit and grind for 12 hours. That is part of
Sometimes
the
you
game
just
as
need to.
well. Exactly, that's part of the game. It's like it's a dance, right? It's a dance between being able to go from there and then out into the world and being able to kind of be extroverted, put that in quotes, like kind of extrovert. Because again, it's all in like a standard distribution kind of graph in terms of like where you stand on the introversion extroversion scale. I think it's because a lot of people think, oh, I'm just introverted or I'm just extroverted. But the reality is, you're probably somewhere in the middle. Like, it's a very small subject of people who are truly extroverted,
Yeah.
who in a way where like if they cannot spend 5 minutes by themselves, and that's not healthy at all. So it's being able to, yeah, as you said, like it's just being able to like dance between the two and get that balance. And once you've got that balance, you are essentially kind of living in accordance to your intention, and you're able to kind of just build, and just live a really just a healthy life in general, isn't it?
You just see that healthy life directly reflect to your freaking paycheck, man.
Oh fuck yeah!
I've
Oh,
had
100%.
like
Yeah,
when I talk to people, is I'm over here in Puerto Rico, and there's a lot of tech giants over here, and all
yeah,
these billionaires, all these billionaires over here, they're all like the same exact thing. How do I become successful? They're all like, stay healthy. They're
yeah.
all literally like, yo, stay freaking healthy,
Oh
stay
yeah,
feeling young, talk to people, go out, don't stress too much, because they all realize that like day's always going to be like this. There's always going to be stress, but you need to have that perfect work-life balance. And you need, in order to have a thriving, successful business, you need to have a successful, thriving relationship, a successful,
yeah.
thriving relationship spiritually, physically, mentally. Because if you're crazy up in here, your business is going to be crazy. You know,
Oh yeah,
you
100%.
can't.
It's just a mirror, isn't it? It's just a mirror and a
Exactly.
reflection
You
of who you
can't
are as an
communicate with your
individual.
friends. You can't go to a coffee shop and talk to people at a coffee shop. You can't talk to people about $1 million deals.
100%, 100%. I think especially because those individuals that you're doing these deals with, they're going to be looking at how you live your life, and
Hmm.
how you do one thing is how you do another thing, right? And
Exactly.
they look at, and these people, they'll look at that and they will judge people on that, and it's like, and it's such an, yeah, it's so interesting, and it really is. It's the four pillars, right? It's health, wealth, spirituality, relationships. Those
Mhm.
are kind of that's the true kind of four pillars of life that if you get right, I believe health is like kind of encompasses all of it, because if you're not healthy, then especially in the mind, it's like, well, how can you do the business stuff you got to do if you're not healthy? How can you have the relationships if you're not healthy? And that's why healthy, yeah, health seems to be really like the cornerstone of it all, or healthy enough in which you can just
It's
you just
balance.
function.
It really is just balance. That work, life, spiritualness, relationship, mental life, all that just has to be balanced. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
because some things might work for others, or some things might not work for others. Like for example,
Yeah.
like a morning routine, a day routine. As soon as you wake up, knock out push-ups, do your bed. Some people might eat, some people might have coffee before. Some people
Yeah, and it's
5
interesting because
a.m.
Alex, I'm sure you've probably seen the Alex Hormozy stuff about that. So look at your, I thought you saw the Alex Hormozy stuff about that, where Alex. So it's funny because on YouTube there's so much like it's so much of a dichotomy between two kind of opposing sides on YouTube. So I aim not to watch as much YouTube as I can, because I'll always find like another perception of the world that will just kind of directly oppose the person. So, for example, like they've got a lot of people saying have a morning routine and set up a morning routine for the day, and you've got Alex Hormozy who comes in going just fucking work straight away as soon as you
Yeah,
wake up,
yeah.
and it's like fuck a morning routine, just fucking work, and it's like it's funny. I got caught up in that trap of kind of like seeing two perceptions and
Mhm.
always finding like another counterbalance to that, and then going like, oh, what do I choose? But
Yeah.
then I think the cure to that is like, who are you authentically?
Hmm.
Like, authentically, how do you work best? How do you function? How do you do your things?
And
Not
that
how does
really
someone
comes
else do
down
something?
to trying it all, honestly. It
Yeah.
really
Oh yeah.
comes down
Yeah.
to trying, hey, wake up at 5 in the morning, try it out, see how you like a cold shower in the morning, see if it makes you more
Yeah.
productive. Try waking up at 8, try waking up at 7, 6, 5, see what really works for you. For
Yeah.
me, I need at least 7 hours of sleep. That's my optimal time is 7 hours. But for you, you might be 6 hours of sleep is your optimal time.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
freaking different. And it's always changing as well, too. Previously, 4 or 5 years ago, I was amazing. I always woke up at 5 in the morning. I
Yeah.
always woke up at 5 in the morning. Always woke up at 5 in the morning. Because that's when I was doing what I was doing then at college. That was perfect for me. That was my schedule. But
Yeah.
now I wake
Yeah.
up at like 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning. I go to the gym, do my meetings because my schedule completely changed. So you can't always
Mm.
rely on also a thing that's or an emotion that's always going to be the same way. You got to adapt as well too. You got
You feel like even with the business model that you chose and kind of where you've kind of landed within business in terms of the ecosystem you created in business, you feel like that was also a trial and error thing where you kind of said this before on the
100%.
YouTube where like you tried all these different things and then that one thing landed and stuck. That was like that just worked and you doubled down on that one thing because it worked. And it was like, yeah, I love that.
My best advice for that is literally exactly how you said it, bro. Is
Yeah.
try quite literally everything. Try out every single freaking offer. And I did that by putting out content. I put out like from working out in the very beginning, workout courses, workout subscriptions. Then I went over to contracting on a performance fee, call center, selling leads. Then I worked more so in credit repair, doing 2-week challenges, doing more webinars, doing everything, and really figuring out what works and then focusing more so on what works. I think that's the
Yeah.
biggest piece because sometimes you might be seeing someone else do email marketing over there and they're absolutely freaking crushing over there. So like you go do email marketing, you try it out, and it takes away from what you're already doing right here that's working already. So you lose a 30% revenue that you're currently doing. Let's say you're making 10K a month. Now you're down to 6K a month because you're focusing now on email marketing thing that's going to take you to double your revenue. But because you already cut your revenue in half over here, you might be starting out this new thing over here that it's kind of successful. But you lost so much money
Mm.
over here because you're focusing on two other things. Whereas really what you could do is just double down on what you're already working and focus more on
Mm.
that. That's one thing that I kind of screwed up on as well too, that I've been noticing more. So for me, what's absolutely going crazy for me is like three things: is go high level management, AI
Yeah.
virtual assistants, and also whatchamacallit, consulting, yeah, but I've always done that. But also
Yeah.
my credit repair snapshot and my credit repair course. I got these three pillars that have consistently
Mhm.
always been there for me, that I've always been selling out. And as I've been growing my YouTube channel, as I've been kind of growing my career, I might have branched out every now and then, with a
Mm.
2-week challenge, something like that. Try it out, sold a couple of them. But really, these are my three pillars to success right here. These is what makes
Mm.
the money. And every single time I kind of branch out, and it says this in conversations with God, every single time you branch out, you actually set yourself back. You have this goal, I'm gonna become a fucking trillionaire within the next 3 years,
Mm.
okay? And I'm gonna do this
Yeah.
with high level management. Now, and now you plan on yourself becoming a trillionaire in 3 years by selling go high level management. But in reality, every single time you do something else, you formulate a new plan, you're pushing that trillionaire goal farther and farther behind because you're deep
Mm.
from your path.
Yes.
God wants to
And
give
that's the
you.
key thing, isn't it? Your path.
It's your
Your path,
path.
right?
God wants you to have
Yeah.
everything. He's gonna allow you to have everything. But the
Yeah.
more that you really deviate from your intended plan, from your plan, that's your will, that God also wants you to have that because really, a lot of what God wants you to have is just straight up fucking happiness. He wants you to live your freaking life. Like just like a
Yeah.
father to
Fuck yeah.
his son.
100%.
He wants you to have
Yeah.
everything. So God, of course, wants you to become a fucking billionaire, trillionaire. But
You start living a different life once you realize you only have one, right? And that's when
exactly, exactly.
that's when you start to go, you start to live in accordance to your own kind of credo in a way. And you're
Exactly.
able to choose the things that are yours. I mean, you choose those things that are yours because it's so easy to look at someone else and go, that work, because one thing might work for someone else really, really well. But it's being able to go, okay, what can I take away from that is useful for me, and understanding yourself in a way of like, okay, this is what I'm good at, this is where my skill set is. It's like, for example, if you're in the agency space and you do really well, and suddenly you're just like, I'm going to go e-commerce, but it's like,
That's a completely different
you know,
switch up. Like,
it's a complete different switch up, and it's like if that's an authentic thing, then it could work. But if it's not an authentic thing, you're just doing it. It's like shiny object syndrome kind of thing, isn't it? Right?
mhm.
It's like that kind of whole.
And you don't, of course, media doesn't show you all that 3 years it took that person to finally do drop shipping well.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
100.
They
Yeah,
only just show like the end result, of making 50 grand days and stuff.
yeah, Yeah.
You're like, oh my gosh, this guy's making 50 grand, he make it look so easy. Boom, I'm gonna buy his course, I'm gonna try his thing. I'm gonna
Yeah.
completely deviate from what I'm currently doing that's making me X amount that's currently working for me. I'm gonna do this, but that completely takes away time from what you're doing right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess one part is just doing the due diligence to really research and really educating yourself on, is this my path?
Yeah.
Is what what's being presented, what information is being presented in front of me? Is this authentic?
It
Is this
really does
real?
come down to, like you said as well, too, kind of figuring out if this is what I'm going to do, is a lot of soul searching in yourself as well, too.
Yeah.
Because regardless what you're going to do, it's going to take a lot of stress. It's going to take a lot of time to become successful because there's a big learning curve no matter what happens, you know? So
Mm,
do you really see yourself doing this, struggling, winning with all the wins and losses 5, 10 years down the line as well, too?
mm,
Are you
yeah.
still passionate
100%.
about this 5, 10 years down the line? Are you still passionate about this when you completely lose yourself, because you're pissed off, things aren't working, you lose yourself,
Mm,
lose at the moment, you never want to let it go. But it really does, because you can become successful doing whatever you want to do. You know,
mm.
we've all seen the stories of people selling freaking water. One of my high school teacher, her man was an absolute freaking billionaire by selling Foxtrot water, selling
Oh
water,
wow.
you know, and she always pulled up in a new car, in our Denver's
Yeah.
high school, but it wasn't her teacher salary, it was her man. She just wanted to just be a teacher. But
Yeah. Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
still selling water, you've seen
I
people
bet she was a good teacher as a result. I bet she was
sell
actually a pretty good
passive,
teacher as a
she's
result.
a
She was
huge
probably
teacher,
quite happy as well, you know?
super,
It's like,
super
and it
hot
shines, especially,
man.
and I could tell with yourself, brother, like how I can so tell how like you know exactly how authentic this is for you, and it's so authentic for yourself, and it just shines in the way that you're able to communicate and speak about it, because it's this flow state that comes out, right? Especially in the communication, and it's that flow state
You're just
that,
so passionate about it. Exactly. You
yeah,
got to
a
find something
hundred
that you
percent.
absolutely love doing, you know?
Yeah, bro. I love that shit, man. Fucking love that. Awesome. But yeah, it's awesome because it's like, yeah, I think these kind of concepts here really are the main things that people, I think a lot of people don't, I don't know what you think personally, but I think a lot of people don't think about these things
I
of,
believe that the more passionate you are about something, the more money you're gonna naturally just make with it.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
Because you're
yeah, I
willing to
believe
do
so as
more
well.
work.
I think that's so true. Yeah.
You
It makes so much sense. I hear a lot of people going like, "Oh, fuck passion. It's not about passion. It's about all this other stuff." It's like I don't understand that. I don't get it. I think passion really is the, yeah, just like you, man. Like I share that mindset of how passion, you're able to just do things right when you're passionate about things,
with
and you
quality.
subconsciously and consciously take the necessary actions that you ought to take to be able to actually win in that field and be able to actually get there eventually, because you will, let's say you work for 3 4 years, if you're willing to work for 3 4 5 years, you will make something of yourself.
Yeah,
Like you will make something,
it's a
like
10,000 hour rule. You put 10,000
yeah,
hours into something, you're at least not shitty at it.
yeah, hell yeah, fuck yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, I love that
And
stuff.
you really do like you have this goal that you're super passionate about hitting subconsciously, and this is crazy. Subconsciously, you figure out how to hit that goal. So if you're
Yeah,
really passionate about making 10 millionaires, you subconsciously come up with plans to be able to make that happen. Even through
yeah,
sleep as well too. Have you ever had like a big problem that you had once that you had no idea how to solve this problem, but then you just went to
mm,
sleep and you woke up in the morning like, oh my gosh, there we go. How did I not think about that before? But it was
hell
only
yeah.
until you kind of relaxed. It's only until maybe you took a nap or went to the gym or went on a run that then
Yeah,
you figure out that problem. It's because like
which is actually interesting. Like I do a lot of research into them, like the neuroscience and like chemically what's actually going on in the brain when you have those light bulb moments. And
mhm,
it's especially, as you said, when you go on a run, you go to the gym, when you kind of
hour
wake up
maybe.
or to sleep. Yeah, like there's it's really interesting. There's a neurochemical in the brain called BDNF, which stands for brain derived neurotrophic factor. And what that means, that's the kind of the marker for neuroplasticity, which is basically your brain being able to be malleable and change to its environment, which is what's happening when you get that idea, when you get that light bulb. Oh shit, eureka fucking moment. That's your brain reacting to that change, that plastic change, so that it's able to literally change its form, and you know, you're able to take action on that new thing. And that tends to dip after the age of 25, unless you're doing things like running, going for long runs, and optimizing your sleep and stuff like that, which keeps your brain plastic. Because then it's why children can learn like 3 languages by the age of 5, basically. It's because their brains are so plastic and so malleable. And it's simply just what's happening. You know, as you get older and you have those moments of like, oh, I know how to. It's that clarity. It's that feeling like BDNF in the brain, like dopamine and serotonin. BDNF is its own thing. BDNF is that feeling of mental clarity, of like, oh shit, this is how I fix this problem. You know, and it's like, and that's why I think I really liked how you said that, of like, when you go on a run, when you go to the gym, those things literally will help you make more money because you have more of those moments,
It's
because
going back
you
to what
see the
we're saying, the
connection.
work-life balance.
Yeah,
You need to have that.
yeah, bro. I just think I love the connection. I love how it all just so interconnects in its own way. I just think that's just so awesome, you know? Because people think it's very black and white, but it is so, it's everything connects in that way. You go for your runs, you do those things, your brain literally functions better, so you literally make more better decisions, so you literally make more money.
Make more money. Yes,
Make
sir.
more money, man. Yeah, it's great, man. I fucking love it. Yeah, I love this game, bro. It's all a game. I love this game. Sick.
Love the hustle, baby. But my man,
Yeah,
I'm running out of time. I do gotta
yeah,
run off. I gotta hop on a couple of calls.
yeah. No problem, brother.
But
No
man, I
problem.
love chopping it up with you, brother.
Yeah, that was
Like
awesome. I
state
love that.
vibes
I
here,
love
bro. I
that,
fucking
man.
love it.
Flow state, bro. That's what I'm saying. Flow
Yes,
state.
sir.
It's real. It's authentic. It's real. It's what we love to do, man. It's yeah. Thank you so much for the help. Thank you so much for the source that you've given us in this call today. Found it really useful. Really,
Oh
really
yeah,
useful.
bro. Let's crush it this year. This
Bro,
week.
one fucking
Year.
100%. 100%. We're all crushing it, man. We're all making it. We're all doing really well. That's what's happening, because it's all authentic and it's all real. You know, this is
Mm-hmm.
real stuff. So I love it, man. But yeah,
All
sweet
right,
one.
guys. I want to thank you all for watching as well. I love this podcasting style. We're all just kind of chopping it up here. I would love to do a couple more of these as well, these masterminds. So let's do some more of them. All right.
Okay, 100%.
Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend. My Saturdays are to kind of catch up. Sundays for me are to plan out this next coming week. So let's plan out millions of dollars for this upcoming week. More sales than we've ever closed before. All right. We're all passionate about this. We're all real sales, and we know how to crush these deals to really get closing a lot of deals for us. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. And if you ever need anything from me, I'm always on the Discord. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
Guys, thanks
Love,
for being
man.
here. Thanks for being here. Peace.